Let's be clear that Tommy Robinson or Stephen Yoxley is a disreputable character, and actually I think he's posing with the army in order to try and get respectability for his very poor views. I was born in an army hospital, my father was in the army. It's that the values that are held up is because Stephen Yoxley has deep racist views, particularly towards Muslims. And considering the necessary actions of the British Army in its deployment, I think the idea that racism or Islamophobia is something which is acceptable is something which we have to disreputable. This is not rumour. He was in the BNP. He organised 214 demonstrations which led to violence, in particular violence aimed at Muslim community and other communities, and I think that he's not a good representative of society. He should be something which is rejected.
Weyman, he says he's a politician. He's in the EDL, he's the leader of that, and he denies he's racist. But the fact is, these are young men in uniform standing with a man who's perceived by so many to have a very unsavoury background and characteristic.
Well, I mean, as Weyman said, he's clearly used this as an opportunity to try and curry a bit of favour, to try to create a bit of noise, as it were. So I think we need to bear that in mind, that he's the one that's posted this to social media. He's clearly the one that has gone out to use this to his own benefit. Talking
about your father's military background, are you concerned that this sort of behaviour could put young people off joining the army?
I don't think you just only put young people off. I just think that, you know, my own father was deployed all over the world, and the idea that the people internationally will see this and people say they're neutral when they go to different countries or serve in Muslim countries, the idea that they're chanting somebody who's known Islamophobe, if anything happens after that, I think that people will question the veracity. The BNP, which he was a member of, has been designated, could be called a Nazi organisation. And I want to be really clear about this. Public servants, the police, the security services, to be endorsing or even chanting somebody's name that can bring us all into disrepute is not something to be taken lightly, because people are questioned by this. I think trying to say it's hijinks, we're talking about people that are armed with deadly force and are supposed to make quick judgments in things. And actually, just to dismiss it, I think actually leads to a much more dangerous situation. It seems that I think he's somebody who shouldn't be associated with the British Army, nor should they associate. And that's the reason why people...
Did these guys purposely associate themselves with this? I mean, it was Robinson who posted the video, and they just happened to bump into him, and the video was filmed.
I think we should be really clear that I don't think we should be so naive not to understand why Robinson posted it and why the actual... If it was the police or the army, why they've taken such a jaundiced view of this. Tommy Robinson has organised very violent demonstrations. When he brought soldiers onto the demonstration that took place after Luton inside Stoke, the army took a very clear view. Plus, after National Action was involved in the killing of Joe Cox, in which 2 people in the army were captains, the government and the army have said that they don't want this to happen again. And that's part of the reason why they've said they want to make sure those views are never mainstreamed inside the army. And I think that's the reason why they're taking it seriously, because they have had those incidents and they want to make sure that doesn't reoccur.